you ever wondered what pushes a person to become a symbol of fear in the hearts of criminals? What turns a billionaire playboy into a city's dark protector? Today, we're diving deep into the shadows to uncover the origin of one of the most iconic heroes ever created, the Batman. Our story begins not in the gloom of a back alley, but in the opulence of Gotham City's high society. We meet a young boy, Bruce Wayne, the cherished son of Thomas and Martha Wayne. The Waynes were the heart of Gotham, philanthropists who dedicated their lives to lifting the city out of its despair. Thomas, a renowned surgeon and heir to the Wayne Enterprises fortune, and Martha, a beloved socialite, believed in Gotham's potential. They envisioned a future free from the crime and corruption that plagued its streets. For young Bruce, life was idyllic, filled with love, security, and the promise of a bright future under his parents' guidance. He had no idea how quickly that promise would be shattered. One fateful night, the Wayne family attended a screening of The Mark of Zorro. Exiting the theater, they decided to take a shortcut through an alley, a seemingly insignificant choice that would irrevocably alter the course of history. In the dim light of what would become known as Crime Alley, a lone figure stepped out from the shadows. A petty criminal, Joe Chill, brandishing a gun, demanded Martha's pearl necklace. In the ensuing panic and chaos, Thomas Wayne stepped forward to protect his family, and in that instant, 2 gunshots echoed through the cold night air. In a horrifying flash, young Bruce Wayne watched his parents collapse to the ground, their lives stolen for a string of pearls. His world, once so vibrant and safe, was instantly drained of all color, leaving only the stark, brutal reality of loss. The sound of his mother's tearing necklace, the glint of the gun, the smell of gunpowder, these sensory details would be seared into his memory forever. He was left alone, a small boy kneeling beside his parents' bodies, his cries lost in the Gotham night. This single traumatic event became the crucible in which Batman would be forged. The boy who had everything lost it all in a moment, and in that void, a vow began to take shape. Following the tragedy, Bruce was left in the care of the family's loyal and compassionate butler, Alfred Pennyworth. Alfred, a former field medic and intelligence agent, became more than just a guardian. He became Bruce's anchor, his moral compass, and his only remaining family. He watched with a heavy heart as the once happy boy became withdrawn, consumed by grief and a burgeoning, silent rage. While the world saw Bruce Wayne as the tragic orphan heir to a vast fortune, Alfred saw the deep, unhealable wound and the burning fire in his eyes. It was a fire that would one day either consume him or be channeled into something extraordinary. As Bruce grew into a young man, he felt the justice system had failed him. The criminal who took his parents' lives was just a symptom of a larger disease rotting Gotham from the inside. He realized that money and philanthropy alone couldn't fix the city's deep-seated corruption. He felt a desperate need to understand the criminal mind, to confront the very darkness that had stolen his childhood. So he made a radical decision. He left Gotham. He disappeared from the public eye, embarking on a journey across the world. For years, Bruce traveled, shedding his identity as a billionaire heir. He infiltrated criminal organizations, learned from the world's greatest detectives, and trained his body and mind to the absolute peak of human potential. He studied criminology, forensics, and psychology. He mastered dozens of martial arts, becoming a living weapon. He learned from ninjas, assassins, and trackers, not to become like them, but to understand and defeat them. He pushed himself past every conceivable limit, enduring immense physical and psychological pain. Each scar, each broken bone, was a step towards his goal. He wasn't just training to fight. He was transforming himself, sharpening his grief and anger into an instrument of unparalleled precision and will. After nearly a decade, Bruce Wayne returned to Gotham. He was a changed man, equipped with the skills, knowledge, and an unbreakable will to wage his one-man war on crime. But he knew that just being Bruce Wayne, or even a masked vigilante, wasn't enough. He needed to become something more. He needed a symbol. He reasoned that criminals are a superstitious and cowardly lot. He had to become a symbol that would strike terror into their hearts, a creature of the night. Sitting alone in his study at Wayne Manor, pondering this very problem, a bat crashed through the window. In that moment of startling intrusion, Bruce found his answer. The bats he had feared as a child would become his totem. Yes, Father, he thought, recalling the moment of his trauma. I shall become a bat. This was the final piece of the puzzle. The bat was a symbol of darkness, an omen that he would turn against the underworld. It represented his own conquest of fear, a fear he would now project onto those who prey on the innocent. With the help of the ever-faithful Alfred and the vast resources of Wayne Enterprises, Bruce began to assemble his arsenal. He established a secret base of operations in the caves beneath Wayne Manor, the Batcave. He developed a protective, armored suit modeled after a bat, complete with a flowing cape and a cowl with pointed ears to create a terrifying silhouette. He engineered a host of non-lethal gadgets, the Batarang, the grappling gun, and the utility belt packed with tools for every eventuality. He built the Batmobile, a high-tech armored vehicle capable of pursuing criminals through the chaotic streets of Gotham. Thus, Batman was born. He wasn't a hero with superpowers. His power came from his intellect, his training, his unbreakable will, and the deep, abiding pain of his loss. He stalked the rooftops and alleys of Gotham, a silent guardian, a watchful protector. He turned his personal tragedy into a lifelong crusade, vowing that no one else in his city would have to suffer the same fate he did. The orphan boy consumed by grief had become a legend, a dark knight, a symbol of hope in a city drowning in despair. And that, my friends, is the powerful and timeless story of how Bruce Wayne died in that alley with his parents. And from the ashes of that tragedy, the Batman rose. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the heart of Gotham's protector. If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more about your favorite heroes and villains, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see me cover next. Until then, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.
I hope you enjoyed this story video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, stay safe out there.